driver drama, Verstappen rumors, and a lineup locked in. Mercedes' 2026 story isn't as simple as it looks. George Russell has lifted the lid on his stellar form this season, brushing aside the swirling speculation about Max Verstappen's potential move to Mercedes. With Lewis Hamilton now donning Ferrari red, Russell has effortlessly taken the reins as team leader, steering the Silver Arrows toward a fierce battle for second in the constructors' standings, flanked by rising star Kimi Antonelli. Speaking ahead of the Mexico City Grand Prix, Russell emphasized that it's the finer details that separate good from great. And when it comes to media noise, he's tuning it out completely. In his words, "You're just looking for those smallest of margins to take your level to the next step, and I think there isn't one particular thing that has been the difference. I think it's a contribution of confidence with my own ability, confidence with the car beneath me, confidence with my group of engineers who are the ones who directly impact my own performance. Psychologically as well, I've got a very good group of people around me, away from the track, that help me to be in the right place when I come to the circuit." Russell shared that he's learned to tune out the media buzz on Thursdays, keeping his head down and eyes locked on the task at hand. For him, race weekends are all about execution, not distraction. As he put it, "This external noise, to be honest, is only noise on a Thursday, and for me, it was in one ear, out the other, and moving forward." As for the person that caused all these rumors to swirl, Toto Wolff has admitted he'll learn from the mistake of letting uncertainty swirl around Mercedes' driver lineup, following a protracted negotiation saga. Earlier this week, the team finally put the rumors to rest, confirming that George Russell and rising star Kimi Antonelli will stay on for 2026. The announcement ends months of speculation, fueled by whispers of a sensational Max Verstappen switch to Mercedes. Despite a rocky start to the season, the four-time world champion reaffirmed his commitment to Red Bull back in July. When Sky F1 pressed Wolff on how he handled talks with both Russell and Verstappen, the Mercedes boss offered a candid glimpse into his negotiation playbook. "The truth is, you've got to learn from the mistake. There wasn't any on-purpose flirting. It's just a coincidence. It was clear that you needed to have that conversation. We ended up in the same place in the summer, which obviously doesn't look good and is destabilizing for everyone. But that's the past. Now everything is cleared, contracts are signed, and we move forward." Toto Wolff has never shied away from the idea of pairing George Russell with Max Verstappen, even if it meant igniting a powder keg in the Mercedes garage. A lineup like that would be box office, no doubt. But when pressed on the possibility of that dream duo becoming reality, the Austrian team boss kept his cards close to his chest. Instead, Wolff doubled down on his commitment to the future, a Russell-Antonelli partnership he clearly sees as the foundation of Mercedes' next chapter. "It would certainly be good entertainment for everyone, but we don't want to create any rumors here. Kimi and George is what we want to do in the future and going forward, and it's a good lineup." Toto Wolff has firmly shut down the idea that missing out on Max Verstappen influenced Mercedes' decision to stick with their current driver lineup for 2026. Speaking to Sky Sports, Wolff clarified that there wasn't any on-purpose flirting with the Red Bull ace, though he acknowledged the relentless speculation was destabilizing for everyone. In Friday's press conference, the Mercedes team principal stood by his choice to revisit Verstappen's availability, framing it as due diligence rather than desperation. Wolff made it clear, exploring options is part of the job. But his faith in Russell and Antonelli remains rock solid. "Being open and transparent is the best path forward," he said. "Sometimes it bites you a bit. And when you look back, maybe certain events could have been better. Coincidences that happened. But I've always done it in the most straightforward and fair way. I stand by the driver choices, by George and Kimi. Like I said, this is the full focus, and that was always the aim, throughout the more tricky part over the summer." Mercedes' driver, duo of George Russell and Kimi Antonelli, is electric, blending seasoned precision with raw, youthful firepower. Toto Wolff made it clear that potent mix of experience and exuberance was a driving force behind locking them in for the future. It's a pairing built not just for performance, but for evolution. It was always the decision that we took from the get-go, the Austrian said. It was the lineup that we chose last year. We knew that George can hold up the leadership role in there. It's been really great, and Kimi is in a learning year, so going forward, it was pretty much a no-brainer. When you look at Antonelli's junior record, his personality, there's no doubt in me or within the team that it was the wrong decision to take and give him the opportunity. Toto Wolff came to Kimi Antonelli's defense, following a bruising European stretch that yielded just 3 points from 9 races. Acknowledging the challenges the rookie faced, Wolff expressed confidence that the young Italian is turning a corner and backed him to finish the season on a high note. You have 5 races to go, tracks that he doesn't know. I'm sure we're going to see some very good results. We're going to see trickier sessions and trickier weekends, but all of that is being reset with the start of next season. He will have seen the tracks. The cars are new for every driver. That's a big factor. These guys have been around these cars for a while, and he will have seen how to best manage pressure from the media and all of the stakeholders. That was the aim for this season, to do exactly that. As for Kimi Antonelli himself, the young Italian driver has opened up about a pivotal big meeting at Mercedes that helped him reset after a turbulent European campaign, one that saw his frustration reach boiling point. Despite a promising debut in Formula One, the 19-year-old hit a rough patch during the European leg, managing just 3 points across 9 rounds. His breakthrough podium in Canada, wedged between Monaco and Spain, offered a glimpse of his potential, but the struggles back on home turf sparked whispers about whether Toto Wolff had promoted him too soon. That pressure cooker moment tested Antonelli's resolve. Since the sport shifted to its flyaway phase, however, Antonelli has bounced back with renewed confidence, racking up solid points in Azerbaijan and Singapore. When asked what changed, the young Mercedes driver pointed to that crucial internal meeting and the mindset shift it sparked as the turning point in his season. He explained, "I think a lot of the approach changed. Obviously, I had a very big, long, dark time in the European season. I think because the results kept not coming, frustration started to boil over, and I just started to realize that I wasn't really focusing on the target, on the basics, and on the process. I was just focusing on the final result. But then, as the final result was never coming, then, as I said before, frustration was starting to boil over. After months, there was a moment where also I sat with the team and we had a big meeting. We agreed that something needed to change, and my approach has been a lot different ever since. I'm now focusing a lot more on the task, which is driving well, putting things together. And then I know if I do these things well, the end result will come by itself." Mercedes made its move, but the Verstappen saga left plenty to unpack. Russell leads, Antonelli rises, and the drama's far from over. Subscribe for more F1 twists, and tell us, should Mercedes have chased Max harder? Let's hear it below.